The clock changes, the calendar turns. A new number appears, and the world pretends something meaningful has happened. But nothing has changed. You are still standing in the same body, carrying the same habits, the same unfinished promises, the same quiet doubts that followed you here. Time does not transform you. It only exposes you. Every new year does the same thing. It reveals whether you evolved or merely survived. The ancient warriors of Japan never trusted time to make them better. They trusted discipline. They understood that hope does nothing without structure, and that the future only rewards those who prepare for it. This year is not asking what you want. It is asking what you are willing to endure. This is not motivation. This is training. Chapter 1. Ketsui, the decision that cuts. Most people believe a decision is a thought, something made quietly in the mind. But a real decision is not gentle, it is a cut. The Japanese called this ketsui, a resolve so sharp that it leaves no alternatives behind. When a samurai decided, there was no backup plan, no emotional escape, no second option waiting in the shadows. The moment of choice ended all debate. Modern people decide softly. They leave doors open, excuses alive, and hesitation breathing room. They say they will try. They will see how it goes. They will start when it feels right. These are not decisions. They are delays disguised as intention. Ketsui demands something harsher. Once you choose, the argument ends. The mind no longer negotiates. The body moves. This year will expose whether your decisions are real or only comforting thoughts that collapse under pressure. Chapter 2. Shugyo, training without applause. The samurai trained when no one was watching. The monks practiced when no one praised them. Shugyo is the discipline of invisible effort, the work done without recognition, without reward, without reassurance. It is the refusal to depend on validation to continue. Most people fall apart when their effort goes unnoticed. They confuse silence with failure and believe that if no one is watching, the work does not matter. But real growth happens quietly. Strength builds in solitude. Discipline deepens when there is no one to save you. If you require encouragement to continue, you are not training, you are performing. This year, the silence will teach you who you really are. Chapter 3. Nintai, patience under pressure. Nintai is not passive waiting. It is endurance under pressure without complaint. The warrior who panics when tested is already defeated. The monk who resents discomfort never reaches clarity. Nintai is the ability to remain steady while time stretches your patience. Life will not move at your pace. Results will not arrive on your schedule. Progress will not announce itself. Your task is not to rush the process, but to remain intact within it. Most people quit not because they lack strength, but because they lack patience. They abandon the path in the quiet middle, where effort feels unrewarded. Nintai teaches you to stay when leaving would be easier. Chapter 4. Seishin Tanren. Forging the mind steel is not strengthened by comfort, and neither are you. Seishin Tanren is mental forging, the deliberate exposure to difficulty that hardens the mind. The samurai used cold, exhaustion, repetition, and isolation not to suffer, but to remove weakness before weakness removed them. Modern life shields you from discomfort, and in doing so makes you fragile. Discipline requires friction. Growth requires resistance. Strength requires exposure. If you avoid hardship, hardship will control you. This year, you must choose your difficulty, or life will choose it for you. Chapter 5. Ma, the power of the pause. The Japanese understood the importance of space. They called it Ma, the pause between movements, the silence between sounds. Most people fill every gap with noise, content, distraction, and constant motion. But clarity does not come from more input. It comes from space. The warrior pauses before striking. The monk sits in silence before insight. Ma teaches restraint. It teaches timing. It teaches you that control is not speed, but precision. This year, stop filling every moment. Let silence sharpen you. Chapter 6. Datsuryoku. Relaxed readiness. Tension is not strength. Control is. Datsuryoku is the ability to remain relaxed while fully prepared. A warrior who was too tense wasted energy. One who was relaxed but alert endured longer. Modern discipline is often aggressive, built on force and burnout. True mastery is calm, focused, and sustainable. You do not need anger to be disciplined. You need presence. This year, learn to move without panic, act without tension, and remain ready without exhausting yourself. Chapter 7. Shikata ga nai. Accept, then act. Shikata ga nai does not mean surrender. It means clarity. It is the acceptance of reality without emotional resistance. You see the situation as it is, not as you wish it to be, and then you act decisively within it. Most people waste energy fighting facts, wishing circumstances were different. Acceptance is not weakness, it is efficiency. This year, stop arguing with reality. Accept the conditions, then dominate your response. Chapter 8. Imakoko. Here now, fully. The final teaching is simple and unforgiving. Imakoko means here now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Not when conditions improve. Discipline does not exist in the future. It exists only in this moment. Every delay is a quiet refusal. Every distraction is a small betrayal. This moment will never repeat. This version of you will never return. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? Chapter 9. Kakugo. Living without retreat. There is a word the samurai carried deeper than their sword. Kakugo it means readiness for the worst. Not fear, not pessimism, but acceptance. The understanding that once you choose a path, suffering is no longer a surprise. Most people break, not because hardship arrives, but because they expected comfort. They believed discipline would feel rewarding, that sacrifice would feel meaningful, that consistency would feel powerful. Instead, it feels lonely, heavy, and invisible. Kakugo is the moment you stop asking why it is hard and start accepting that it must be. When hardship no longer shocks you, it loses its ability to defeat you. This year will not be gentle, and that is not a flaw in the path. It is the cost of becoming someone unbreakable. Chapter 10. Zanshin. Awareness beyond the moment. Most people relax after effort. The samurai did not. Zanshin is the state of awareness that remains after action, after success, after victory. It is the understanding that danger often comes when the guard drops. Discipline rarely fails during struggle. It fails after progress, after praise. After the first visible result, comfort invites carelessness. Success creates permission to loosen standards. Zanshin teaches you to remain sharp even when things are going well. This year, your greatest threat will not be failure. It will be the comfort that follows success. Chapter 11. Kokyu, the breath that governs the mind. Before the body reacts, the breath changes. Before panic rises, breathing tightens. The samurai mastered Kokyu, controlled breathing, because they understood that breath is the bridge between the mind and the body. A shallow breath creates a reactive mind. A steady breath creates stability. Most people breathe unconsciously, fast and tense, and then wonder why they live in anxiety. Discipline begins with breath because breath is always available. In moments of pressure, returning to breath does not remove the challenge, but it steadies the one facing it. Calm is fragile. Stability endures. Chapter 12. Taikon, enduring solitude. Discipline separates you, not intentionally, but inevitably. When you stop indulging, fewer people relate. When you stop complaining, fewer people listen. When you raise your standards, fewer people stay. Taikon is the ability to endure solitude without becoming bitter. The monk practiced alone, the warrior trained alone. Not because they rejected others, but because the path required distance. Many abandon discipline because they mistake loneliness for failure. But loneliness is often proof that you are moving beyond what is familiar. This year, do not trade your growth for belonging. Chapter 13. Shime, securing the boundary. The samurai treated boundaries as survival. Shime means to tighten, to close, to secure. They protected their energy, their time, their attention. Modern people leak all three. They say yes when they should say no. They explain when silence would be stronger. They negotiate their standards to keep others comfortable. Discipline requires firm boundaries, not aggression, but precision. This year, tighten your life. Reduce access, protect focus. Not everyone deserves your time, and not every request deserves an answer. Chapter 14. Furyu, action. Without attachment, effort does not guarantee reward. The samurai knew this. Furyu is acting without attachment to outcome. You train because training is required. You act because action is correct, not because success is promised. When you detach from outcome, fear loses its leverage. You stop bargaining with effort. You stop waiting for certainty. This year, do not ask whether something will work. Ask whether it aligns with your standard. Then, act without hesitation. Chapter 15, Kanpeki, Complete Commitment. Kanpeki does not mean perfection. It means completeness. When you act fully. Half effort is self-betrayal. It consumes energy without creating progress. Many people feel exhausted not because they work hard, but because they work incompletely. Discipline demands presence. When you train, train. When you rest, rest. When you commit, commit. Fragmentation weakens power. This year, remove half measures. They waste your strength. Chapter 16. Shinrai. Rebuilding self-trust. Self-trust is not declared, it is earned. Shinrai is the trust you build with yourself through consistency. Every kept promise strengthens it. Every broken promise weakens it. Many people lack confidence because they have proven themselves unreliable. Discipline rebuilds trust, not through motivation, but through evidence. Repeated action, repeated follow-through. This year, become someone you can believe in. Chapter 17. Kensho. Seeing without illusion. If you endure long enough, clarity arrives. Kensho is not enlightenment. It is clear seeing. You stop exaggerating fear. You stop romanticizing struggle. You see effort as neutral, necessary, ordinary. Discipline becomes lighter because you stop resisting it. This clarity does not come early. It arrives after repetition, after endurance, after choosing to stay when quitting felt justified. Most suffering fades when resistance ends. Chapter 18. The standard remains. There is no finish line. Discipline does not end. The standard remains, on strong days and weak days, when no one watches and when no one cares. The samurai did not train for motivation. They trained because this was who they were. This year is not asking you to become extraordinary. It is asking you to remain consistent, to uphold your standard when excuses feel reasonable, to continue when stopping feels logical, to act when no one would blame you for quitting. Because discipline does not change your life in dramatic moments. It reveals who you are through repeated action. And once revealed, there is no going back.